Hi, a film that I was interested in seeing for quite a while, ever since I saw it illustrated in a film guide, was The Chairman, which I finally got round to watching recently. It's a 1969 spy drama starring Gregory Peck, in which he plays a biologist who is recruited by a joint effort of the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union to travel into communist China and retrieve a new kind of enzyme has been developed by Chinese botanists and that will allow them to grow any kind of crop and any kind of soil at any kind of climate. And it's feared that this will allow the Chinese to gain a foothold on the food basket of the world and corner the market. Um, it's a bit of a strange film. It felt very sort of out of step with the time. It's trying to combine more serious Le Carre style plotting with James Bond gadgetry because Peck's character has an implant made behind his neck, allowing him to communicate with head office. But little does he know that it also contains an explosive, which can be detonated to kill both him and anyone standing nearby, should it be decided that it's going to be a suicide mission after all. The title comes in because Peck is shown in to see Chairman Mao Zedong himself, and the two of them play ping pong while discussing politics. And although I'm not naturally predisposed towards the dictatorial totalitarianism of Maoist China, it did feel as though the, the deck was stacked very much against China within the conversation. And the film did feel a bit more like a propaganda tract than the more morally ambiguous spy tales you would expect from someone trying to ape John le Carre. The film is fairly absurd, and Peck is too old. There's a reason why there are so few names attached to this review, is because there's very few people working on it who I'd heard of. Anne Hayward, who is the nominal romantic lead, is only in the film for 5 minutes at the start and end as the woman back home that Peck's in love with. There is a well put together scene towards the end of the film where Peck is trying to escape across the Russo Chinese frontier, very obviously filmed on location in North Wales. The film was mostly made in the UK, although apparently there was a small amount of filming in Taiwan. But the North Wales sequence with endless rolling hills disappearing off into the mist and intercut with the tension at head office where they're trying to decide whether or not to detonate him before he can be caught does yield a surprisingly tense and exciting sequence and surprisingly attractive and well edited. It's a pity that the rest of the film doesn't measure up to that situation because when they're actually given some real plot and some real action to deal with, the film's makers really rise to the occasion. J Lee Thompson already had a track record as working with Gregory Peck on, I think, The Guns of Navarone as well as Cape Fear. Um, but the long talking scenes and the lack of any sort of credible storyline, I think, counts against it. When it comes to action, then it really shines. Overall, it's not really a film that's worth seeking out. It's a curiosity of the time, a hangover of the old studio system where they're trying to cast a 50 something Gregory Peck as a spy. But really, it's not really worth watching apart from the last 20 minutes or so. So don't bother tuning in early.